The Conjuring house drama escalates every single day, and today it just escalated even more, funnily enough. Because Brian Dancero, who was of course the victim of Jacqueline Nunes, he was the vice president at the Conjuring house until he was fired after around 5 weeks of work without any pay, because apparently he stole $3,000 from a cash box. How does Jacqueline Nunes know this? Well, a ghost that died in the 1800s told her. Yeah, that's true. John Arnold, who died in 1846, I believe, or something around that period, told her that he stole money, and he got fired for it. Well, he's just released a brand new video stating, "Please share, we need to get this out there. Harassment can never, ever be accepted." And this is what Brian had to say. Let's take a little look at it together.
I just want to start off this video by saying I wasn't really planning on putting another video together, but I felt I needed to. To begin with, thank you all for the positive responses, the love I've received from around the world, and for the content creators that continue to carry and tell our story.
Yeah, fair play, because, you know, there has been a hell of a lot of support for Brian, and rightfully so, because, you know, at the time, it's just bonkers what this man's gone through. He literally got fired, robbed of $9,000, right, for 5 weeks, which, by the way, is fantastic pay. And then, right, to add, like, a little kick in the nuts, he got told that he got fired because a ghost dobbed him in it, allegedly. What? What? This is crazy, man.
That is so important to us, and it has been priceless. Since July, when I posted this, things have changed a little bit for me. I was able to find an amazingly wonderful attorney who's very aggressive and very much empathetic to my situation, and we have filed in court.
I'm not being funny, but I can't imagine it would have taken much, Brian, for him to be able to push this in court. You know what I mean? It's like, "Hi, what's your problem? Let's talk about your case a little bit. Hi, yeah, I'm being withheld $9,000 in pay from my ex-employer for 5 weeks' work. Okay, and why is that, Mr. Dancero? Why are you being withheld that money?" "Well, because apparently I stole $3,000 from a cash box." "Oh, is there CCTV footage of you doing this?" "No." "So how does your employer or ex-employer know about this?" "Well, a ghost from the 1800s told her." When you put it in that context, it's actually mental. Okay, and is she accusing you of anything else, Mr. Dancero? Yes, psychically attacking her. Madness.
I had to file a protection order because I was continuously getting text, and horrible text, that I'm not even going to put out there, that I've purposely chosen not to put out there. Some suggesting that I would be dead within 3 months.
Oh my God.
Also suggesting that this person, the owner of the Conjuring house, was going to make sure my life was destroyed. And in certain aspects,
This is horrific, but also, can we talk about how over on her Facebook page over the past few days, she's been making posts about how there's bots coming in and, you know, hate criminals, and, you know, she's literally calling anyone that gives her hate criminals, when she's behind the scenes is posting and sending this stuff out to people, telling people that they're going to be dead within 3 months and that she's going to make their life a living hell. Like, what on earth is going on here? This is absolutely insane.
she's been relatively successful. Unfortunately, I'm unable to claim for unemployment in Rhode Island because she never, ever filed any of the appropriate legal paperwork for me. So that obviously is part of my lawsuit.
Oh my God.
Right now, I'm struggling to try to go through Massachusetts unemployment as a backup because I'm a Massachusetts resident, and unfortunately for me, I am unemployed through no action of my own. As I said a million times and will always say, there is no basis for her to say that I'm a criminal, I'm a thief, or that I did anything untoward to her.
This is absolutely horrific because she is truly destroying someone's life here. Like, on a serious note, I know I can be jovial and I can joke about things, but on a very serious note, this man, right, in the midst of a cost of living crisis, is literally having to fend for himself and depend on the generosity of strangers online through a GoFundMe just to survive. Now, some people would look at the GoFundMe and be like, oh, you know, you're just doing it for... No, he's not just doing this for money. Like, this man literally cannot get employment. He can't just walk into another job because none of the official paperwork was filed. And it's actually quite disgusting that one person literally has the power to cripple a man financially in the midst of a cost of living crisis. Like, someone, like, whoever does something like that literally does not have a soul. They don't have a heart, because, you know, this man is literally, you know, financially crippled by this, and he literally can't, you know, I can't speak about his personal finances because I don't actually know, but, you know, being withheld $9,000 and then not being able to get further employment is gonna catch up with someone eventually, regardless of whether you've got a GoFundMe, because, you know, people have also got to live their own lives, which I'm sure Brian's aware of, but at the same time, it's like, this is disgusting behavior.
Zero. No basis whatsoever. In this situation, I and the former staff members are all victims. And now, including Jason Hawes, who I've grown to know and absolutely adore. All of that being said, this video...
I gotta say, like, Jason's a great guy. I've been talking to him a lot behind the scenes, off the back of this conversation, and he was, like, watching my videos, and then he, like, you know, we reached out to one another and stuff, and, you know, he's actually a very just down-to-earth civil guy, and he's, you know, he's not taking any of this crap as well, and, you know, and Brian as well. I've been talking to Brian a lot behind the scenes, and he's just utterly heartbroken by this situation because he's literally done nothing wrong, you know, like, and that's what the hardest part of all this is.
Isn't so much about me, although if you do want to help me, definitely share all of the material I've been sharing on my Facebook page, but along with that, share my GoFundMe, because right now that is my only source of income other than doing psychic readings as I can. This video though is about us: Corey, Jen, Cody and Satori, Reed, Steve Mills, Aaron, Kevin Martinek, and Jason Hawes, about all of us and our families being victim to this individual. I have filed that lawsuit. She cannot contact me, and she has not contacted me since the last text I got, which was telling me that I would be dead within 3 months, and telling me that she was going to go out of her way to destroy my life.
But this is what it's all about. Like, on what grounds? Why has this person got such a vendetta against these people? What has Brian done so horrifically wrong that he deserves this level of treatment, you know? This is just one of the things that I just cannot understand. And, you know, this all started out as, you know, she's destroying the reputation of the Conjuring house, which, of course, is one of, you know, the most notorious haunted locations in the world. It's gone beyond that now. This is now about the employees, about people's genuine lives being destroyed, as well as her own reputation and the reputation of her business, which, you know, she'll blame people like me for creating videos like this and saying, oh, you're destroying my business's reputation, how dare you, you're a spiteful criminal, or you're a hate-filled criminal. And it's like, no, I'm just calling you out for being a bit of a scumbag and being a bit of an asshole. You know, and I've got no qualms about it. Like, I would continue to do it until I'm blue in the face, because at the end of the day, people like Brian deserve justice. People like Cody and Satori deserve justice. People like the victims, like the employees, but also, not just that, the people that go to the house deserve justice and don't get in, because, you know, I read a review stating that someone had driven from California to Rhode Island. I don't know how far that is. I'm not in America. But they got to the house after paying to get in. They got to the house eventually, and they were told that they weren't allowed in because there was no staff to let them in, and then there was no refund either. They weren't allowed a refund. Utterly horrific. And, you know, those people are also falling victim to this place and to Jacqueline Nunes. So, you know, like, justice where justice is due.
Those texts to me have stopped. But everybody else, as of even this morning, are getting horrible texts. Texts that we're not even sharing on any social media because we can't. They're that horrific. Now, to put that statement into context, I was a paramedic for over 30 years. I've delivered 7 babies. I've resuscitated people with my team to the point of them leaving the hospital and being able to carry on with their life.
Amazing.
And I've seen some horrific things. First responders, veterans, medical professionals, police, fire, all of that. We carry with us wounds that can't be seen. All of the victims involved in this have some measure of PTSD from previous experience in their lives. This individual has completely and continuously exacerbated these conditions. I have a pre-existing heart condition. She has exacerbated that. I now have anxiety. I now have this proximity sensor out in my driveway so I can be alerted if she should happen to decide to drive to my house in the middle of the night.
Can we just talk about that? Like, the psychological effects on this. And, you know, like, that's just, the tip of the iceberg. Like, this is the kind of thing that we don't realise as people watching from home is the genuine... Like, we see this as, obviously, you know, someone's not been paid and, you know, there's a whole legal discussion about it. And that's one part of it. But the other side of it is the true... You know, if someone's sending you text telling you that you'll be dead within 3 months, that's gonna have a psychological effect on you. And to know that this woman has some form of influence, some form of power, whether it be financial, whether it be through a following. And this is the thing, right? All it takes is for one person who's a little bit unhinged on the Conjuring House Facebook page to see, who loves Jacqueline Nunes and loves the house, hyperfixates over it, sees that post aimed towards Jason Hawes, aimed towards Cody and Satori, aimed towards Brian, right? And they're like, do you know what? Jacqueline doesn't deserve this. I'm going to go and do something about that. I know where Jason Hawes lives. That's all it takes. And before you know it, we've gone down a very slippery slope that we can't come back from. And I think that's why content creators have to be, and I throw Jacqueline Nunes into this because ultimately she's creating content on her Facebook page, so she is within that realm as well. We have to be so careful to not incite that kind of violence because, you know, there's a responsibility that the onus does ultimately fall back onto someone inciting this. And Jacqueline Nunes sending these kind of messages could incite the wrong kind of message, and it could lead down a very slippery slope to the point where we could go to a beyond the point of no return. And that's what's dangerous about this, and I think that's what Jacqueline Nunes doesn't realise, that she's actually got the influence to do. Yes, 99.9% of people looking at Jacqueline Nunes' Facebook page are like, you're batshit crazy. But all it takes is that 0.1%. That's all it takes. So that's my TED Talk out of the way. Let's carry on with what Brian's got to say.
When we all say we are totally concerned for public safety, I can say that, I mean that, because I was a first responder. I have seen what voices can tell somebody to do and that they can follow through with it. I would never want to see that happen to anybody, especially any guests that may not be aware of what awaits them at the Conjuring House currently.
I know that's a massive theme that a lot of people are talking about. You know, like, all it takes, again, is for not just Jacqueline, but for someone within the house to just have that moment, that sudden turn, and then it's, it can all go very wrong very quick.
And I'm not trying to disparage the reputation. I am not trying to close down a business. I am trying to put a voice to all of us as victims so that the world, the public, can see it's not okay. It's not okay to harass. It's not okay to accuse people of things so horrific that we can't even put in social media. It's not okay to say, I'm going to be dead in 3 months. It's not okay to make it your life's mission to try to destroy my life, which is exactly what she's doing. So for all of you out there that are monitoring a certain Facebook page or other social medias, what I ask of you is simple. Don't interact with this person. Don't give this person a platform to say these things about us, to feel she has the ability and the voice and the ears to say some of the horrific things that she has said. I ask you to leave that page alone. Leave that social media alone. Don't leave comments. If you choose to, it's up to you, but I would unfollow it. Let the numbers drop so that she doesn't feel she has a platform any longer to attack Corey Heisen, Kevin Martinek, Jason Hawes, all of us.
And this is the thing, off the back of this drama, the Facebook page has grown by a couple of thousand followers. And I don't think that's because, the house has got a better reputation or people want to know. They just want to know what crazy stuff she's going to come out with next. But with someone like Jacqueline Nunes, and after me kind of seeing her over the past few weeks and what she posts, she's not going to view that as, oh, they're following me because I'm posting this crazy stuff. She's going to see that as, oh, they're following me because they think that I'm amazing. They think that I'm the substance of truth and I deserve to give them this message and I'm so special. Look at me. That's how she'll view it. Obviously, I can't, diagnose anything because I'm not a trained professional to do so. I would love if anyone is a psychologist or a therapist or whatever and you would like to come onto the channel to talk about Jacqueline Nunes, please reach out to me. Email address laneyandben@gmail.com. There's the Discord link down below. Reach out to me through those, please. And I'd love to have a chat with you and just see what a professional would make of all this.
That's my question. That is literally what I'm asking. Everything else after that, I appreciate. I appreciate it from the core of my being. But honestly, we need to just stop interacting with her. We need to just stop feeding whatever it is that's happening. And we need to understand one other thing. This isn't about the house or the spirits. I lived there for weeks at a time. Not weeks, but 1 week a month at a time, as well as being there 40 hours per week. I can tell you, the house is a wonderful, magical, wondrous place to be. And the spirits are all kind and respectful. I have never seen anything like this. I can also tell you, when I was sleeping there, on my week being there, once a month, when Jacqueline would be sleeping in the same owner's quarters as me, I would be up all night, every time she moved, because I was afraid. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not turning around and making this up for sensationalism. I am telling you, this man, who's 61 years old, who was a paramedic for 30 years in some of the busiest, most dynamic EMS systems in Massachusetts, was concerned for his well-being because of the behavior of this individual. You take that as you will, but I'm telling you, I just don't feel it's a good place for any general public to be at this point in time. On top of that, I was the last individual to cut the grass. I cut the grass on June 8th. This person has refused to have the grass cut since June 8th. My understanding is, begrudgingly this week, she allowed someone to go in and weed whack the very top of the grass to trim it, but leaving it quite deep. So now guests have fallen. I do know that for a fact.
Wow.
And I also know that there's a lot of ticks in that grass, as well as other things. So
this place is literally a health and safety hazard, as well as just an amazingly crazy place to go. Like, oh, this is some Exorcist level stuff right here, isn't it? Before you know it, Jacqueline Nunes is going to be eating the spiders, and she'll be doing 360s with her head, and she'll be climbing up the walls and walking backwards, and, you know, like, I don't know where this is. I don't know where we're at with this, because I don't know. I just
some family member from out of this country is going to go to that house at some point in time, maybe for a camping experience, maybe just for a tour, but we'll walk through all of that, and has the potential of getting Lyme disease. We got to stop this. We need to be aware. None of that really does anything except elevate her on the algorithm. Unfollow, don't comment, share our story. Let the world hear everything from us, from our mouths, our experiences. Thank you for everything you've already done for me. I truly appreciate each and every one of you, and for all of the new friends I've made, thank you, I love you, and I'll see you soon.
So there it is. Basically, it's just elevating, isn't it? Every single day. And, you know, I wanted to put this one together because I feel like Brian's story deserves to be heard. You know, even if this video gets 10 views, his story's been heard by 10 more people, you know? There will be a link to Brian's GoFundMe down in the description, if you can support him in any way. That's not me literally being like, go and do it. That's just me saying, if you can. Because I feel like, you know, the man is down on his luck right now, and he's got nowhere to really go with it. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, what do you think of this utter chaos? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump to get the hell out of that like button. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.